y'all, this is Marley K. Hope y'all good people are well. I want to do a follow-up to this Newsweek article that came out on the 1st of January, 2024 about the largest guaranteed income program in America that was created. And the person that wrote this piece is Pete Subkoviak, and he's a policy fellow at the Aspen Institute Financial Security Program. So, of course, I know about the Aspen Institute. If you don't know about them, I think you should really do your research on them. In my opinion, it is the equivalent of the Council on Foreign Relations, that type of thing. They make a lot of policy decisions about a lot of things that go on, not just here in America, but geopolitically around the world. And as the failing current global superpower, it's really important to kind of go back over the policies and things that have been instituted in the past by organizations like these, because what most of us don't realize is that these things that these policies and practices that they've instituted have been in play for a while. They were created a long time ago, sometimes fairly recently, like 2008, 2009, 2010. And they were implemented during tumultuous times when people aren't really paying attention, most times for us here in America surrounding politics. So with this particular project, I hadn't heard of it. So I just started doing some research because y'all know that's what I love to do. And I just found some very interesting and sketch stuff. As I've said previously, and I've been saying this probably since 2008, Black people are going to be the face of disobedience against the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to be the catalyst for a lot of our people being corralled into this beast infrastructure, because there are a lot of Black people in high places, Black faces in high places, who are in position solely to mislead us and to use us as guinea pigs and test pilots for major policies and laws that they're going to roll out. And because, in my opinion, we've been dumbed down and made some of the most gullible people in this nation. And I mean, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way, but when you look at how we've been educated, how we've been programmed, how we've been conditioned to like entertainment and provided all these vices that are no good for us, we are continually just always behind the power curve and always too trusting. We always trust this system and these people. And even when we don't trust them, this system knows if they put a Black face in front of us, we will trust the Black face. And we haven't come to the realization that everybody that is set before us isn't for us. There are some people who are outright enemies. They're just Black faces, but they are white through and through on the inside. And so with this particular project about this guaranteed income program, I wanted to do some research. So what I did was I went to the Aspen Institute's site. And this is supposed to be the financial security program page. So I'm going to go back one because I'm into where I want to get to, but I want to show you the actual page. So this is the Aspen Institute site, and it's about their financial security program. So as you can see, they have all kinds of stuff on here. I feel like these things are really important for us to read over, because there are lots of gaps. Not only that, these are blueprints to the future. And I think a lot of times we are missing a lot of things because we don't visit these types of websites. So I'm not going to go into a lot of this, but I wanted to point out two different pieces that were written. And then I want to point out something about these mayors. And the reason I want to talk about mayors because it's tied to politics. And a lot of people are married to the thought process about politics. Politics works. Politics will do this. Politics will do this. Politics will get you set up and slaughtered. And that is what I see happening right now. Like, I kind of woke up in, I want to say 2000, maybe 2009, 2010, after President Obama's first administration began, and in the middle of it, I was like, wait a minute, we done let a doggone token into the White House. And then I just started analyzing his background and all this stuff. And I was like, this is one of those things where they did like a bait and switch on us. And they constantly do that to us. They're always evolving. But because they know we are so desperate to see representation because they've like withheld that from us, we're sold on anything, especially if it has a black face. And that is like something that Black people are really going to have to get away from in this hour, because they're going to use a lot of Black people to destroy Black people. And although some of those people might survive, a lot of those tools are going to be broken, because they will no longer be useful once the job has been done and the deal has been sealed. So I want to talk about this particular, I don't know if this is one that I want to necessarily focus on right now because it's kind of going off the mark. But I want to talk about this institute because, let me go back to this story. Come on, institute. There was an article. If you look at when they publish these things, okay, so this is how I know all these things work together for the bad of us, not for the good, for the bad. So you look at the dates on these articles, these publications. One was published in 2023, another was published in 2023, but then there's another one that goes back to 2021. So there was a gap. What happened during that gap? 2019, 2019, 2019. 2018, 2018, 2018. And so I wanted to focus on this one, solving household financial insecurity, because it ties into this universal basic income, guaranteed income, whatever you want to call it, welfare that they're going to give us, because AI is going to get, displace a lot of people. Additionally, people are just going to not have work because of the things that are coming on the earth. A lot of destruction, a lot of natural disasters, a lot of economic hardships. Businesses will close down. Communities are going to change. So a lot of things are coming. They're going to have to have a way for people to survive. And the rich people have already come up with that plan, which is the universal basic income, where you're going to own nothing. You're going to stay someplace in these 15-minute cities and get your little check and eat Soylent Green and have chips implanted in your butt, or smart devices that tell everything you're doing, digital wallets, digital IDs, digital debit cards, bank cards, everything's going to be digitalized. So we're headed that way. We're going really fast, but on the way there, they've done these pilot projects that we didn't know anything about. And so this one I found very interesting. One, because it was done in Chicago. This article talks about a universal basic income program that was done in Chicago. They only had 3,250 slots, I think, but almost 250,000 people applied for the free money for a 2-year program. And they've been monitoring it This program, it started in 2022, is for a 2-year period. So they don't have the results to share with us yet, but they're just, making kind of blanket statements like people are doing this with the money, people are doing that with the money. And of course, in order for them to know what people are doing with the money, they have to have some way to digitally track what's done with the money. And so they're doing research on these poor, desperate people who don't know any better, have signed up to be monitored to see what they do with this extra $500 per month for 2 years. But what I found interesting going back in this finance and assets section of this Aspen Institute site is how mayors are being used to allegedly solve household financial insecurity. So it says the number of Americans living in cities is growing. Listen to this. 80% of Americans now live in urban areas. And so I told y'all urban means black. No matter what they say, the government has deemed urban as a black word. You got urban radio, urban this, urban communities, urban. Urban means black. Urban don't mean nothing but black. So, even if other people are in those cities, they're really trying to say this is a black problem. And they're going to solve this problem by asking local officials to weigh in on the financial insecurity that is taking place in their cities. So it says our nation faces make or break challenges, a housing crisis, income inequality, and a feeling amongst the hardest working people in the world that financial security is out of reach. We cities have solutions ready to roll. This was back in 2018. So it says the mayor of Boston, Marty Walsh, at the 86th annual meeting of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Now, remember, I was telling y'all, they have created all of these non-governmental entities, these rich people, the computer guy who knows all things and the likes, have these non-governmental entities that they formed, and they're circumventing you and going directly to these conferences, funding these campaigns, giving these people money to come back and tell you these are good solutions for you. And this is what you're going to do. This is how it's going to be done. This is how you sell it. They already got it prepackaged. It's another Ponzi scheme, but this is what's happening. This has been happening and we didn't know it. So this is the only reason I'm sharing it with you. So it says income volatility impacts municipalities. Income volatility results in added costs for municipalities as financially insecure individuals and families are more likely to have difficulty paying for housing, evictions, increased city services, pressure on city budgets. Difficulty paying rent or mortgage, less property taxes collected, reduced revenue, pressure on city budgets. And difficulty paying utility bills, reduced revenue, pressure on city budgets. So why cities care about financial security? In June, FSP, and this was in 2018, FSP, which is this financial security, whatever it is, program, attended the 86th annual meeting of the United States Conference of Mayors. During a session focused on metro economies, FSP Managing Director Joanna Smith Romney presented on the impacts of income volatility and the broader financial insecurity households are coping with regularly. Tackling a challenge as far-reaching and systemic as income volatility requires us to look beyond abstract analysis to get a fully informed, on-the-ground understanding of how it impacts real people in real American cities. So I'm going to go down to something that really bothered me. So it says cities are uniquely positioned to implement policy and programs that help low-income and moderate-income families achieve greater financial stability. So you remember I told y'all they are going to use poor people to implement everything that they want to do, and they're going to tie it to money. or some type of resource that poor people will need because they know they're desperate. Even though these people may work, they, like the story said, like sometimes these people are the hardest working people in society. They are bus drivers, they are housekeepers, they are elementary school teachers, child care providers, uh, people who clean, trash workers, different people who work hard, but they don't make a lot of money. They don't make enough money to survive off of. Sometimes it's mothers who have multiple children, maybe divorced, maybe single parents, never been married, needs a supplemental income to make the household go and to take care of the children. So these financial stability programs are going to be targeting those people and have been targeting those people. What we don't understand is these programs have been instituted all during the pandemic and we didn't know. So, if you think things are going to be slowing down, no, they're not going to slow down because they've already been practicing what they're going to do to us. That's why they're ready to tear this thing down. So listen to this. It says the city of San Francisco has put this belief into practice by creating offices specifically geared toward developing financial wellness programs. Since San Francisco founded its Office of Financial Empowerment, it has launched over 5 new pilots and programs focused on building economic security and mobility. This was back in 2018. Additionally, San Francisco launched the country's first Office of Financial Justice, aimed at evaluating and changing the negative impacts of government fines and fees. Other innovations can be found scattered across the country. Now, this one that I'm particularly irked about is one that was instituted in Columbia, South Carolina, because one, I'm from South Carolina and my family lives in Columbia. Two, I always thought Mayor Benjamin was a raccoon. And he was groomed during the Obama administration, and they still have him lingering around. Now he is up there in the White House with Papa doing something. He got caught up in some scandals around here, and somehow, with oh gosh, what's the guy name? The former candidate running for governor in Florida, the one who got caught up in the sex scandal. Andrew Gillum, him. He was a mayor of, I guess, Tallahassee. They had done something, and Gillum eventually got brought down. But somehow, Benjamin came out unscathed. And so a couple of other guys that were in the scandal that was associated with stuff that was going on in South Carolina and in Florida ended up going to prison. Gillum didn't go to prison. The investigation was closed with him in his misdoings with, I guess, finances in Florida. But they ended up setting him up in Miami with the white prostitute. So that's how he ended up going down. But Benjamin ended up somehow getting free and not going down. And so I figured they must be able to use him. He must be clean enough to be used. And so now I'm seeing what he was doing. So check this out. So it said Boston's Mayor Office of Financial Empowerment established Boston Bills Credit, which aims to assist a minimum of 25,000 citizens to improve their credit scores. The only reason you would need to improve your credit score is so that you can go get more debt. So, if you use your common sense, that's why they want you to have a good credit score so that you can go secure credit to pay money and be a debt slave. Mayors and other elected officials in Oakland, California, Lansing, Michigan, St. Louis, Missouri, and Columbia, South Carolina have used convening power to engage their communities on the challenges of income volatility and have committed to developing solutions. Notice that all of these are largely Black urban areas where we African American people tend to live, and we've migrated to during the Great Migration. We migrated to these places. We made them great, and then divestment happened, and the rest is history. The city of Oakland is putting together a survey of city employees to determine what kinds of policies and programs should be developed in response to their financial needs. So if they have financial needs, it pretty much means, I guess, they don't have enough resources. So here it says in 2017, FSP, in partnership with an innovative fintech firm and national think tanks, launched Finance Forward, which is this program that put out this money for Chicago. It's supposed to be the nation's largest guaranteed income program. An event series that enables local leaders to develop solutions that respond to the unique financial needs of their communities and cities. In its inaugural year, Finance Forward partnered with elected officials across 4 cities: Mayor Raccoon Steve Benjamin of Columbia, South Carolina, former Mayor Verb Bernero of Lansing, Michigan, Treasurer Tishara Jones of St. Louis, Missouri, and Mayor Libby Schaff of Oakland, California, and inspired solutions from not just these local governments, but employers, nonprofits, fintech companies, and more. So y'all know local governments didn't hardly contribute nothing. Local employers definitely didn't hardly contribute nothing. They don't want to pay taxes, so they didn't hardly contribute nothing. But these fintechs probably funded everything and used all these other entities to funnel the money through, and more. However, support from elected officials has been key to Finance Forward success. So here you go. We're talking about politics ain't nothing. Politics is not going to do anything for us but keep us ensnared, African American Black people. So y'all better get y'all minds together. Get gathered, honey. Come out of the system, because these folks that look like you, that represent your cities, where you are the majority, are ensnaring you. They are ensuring you are going to be in the beast system. If you already participated in these guaranteed income programs or these pilots, you're already in the system. They already know who you are. They already know you're poor. They already know they got you because you took the bait the first time. So you got to do better. Don't go back for more. However, support from elected officials has been key to Finance Forward's success, giving the series the foundation, credibility, and relevance necessary to convene a diverse set of thought leaders. So you see, they used politics. They used these raccoons and these Black cities for what? For credibility and relevance. They said it. I didn't say it. They need us. This country can't do nothing without Black people. They ain't relevant without us. They try to make everything about them, and they can't survive without us. Even if it means that they have to ensnare us to control us, they still have to use us to make whatever, scheme that they want to create to ensnare us credible. So it says Steve Benjamin, mayor of Columbia and the president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors back in 2018, was the first elected official to partner with Finance Forward. The first raccoon. See how they use us? They use us every time. Every time. This is why you can't trust Black people. I'm sorry to say it, but you cannot trust our people. People who look like you will sell you down the river, especially a politician. So this is why I just tell people you got to examine everybody. And this is why people don't understand why I don't necessarily care about politics anymore. They're like, well, you're so smart. You need to get in. You need to do this. You need to do that. You could change. You can't change shit in this system. Excuse my French. You cannot change it. It's broken. It's broken intentionally. It's never going to work. It's definitely never going to work for Black people. So you might as well check out of it. There are some things that we don't have any control over. We don't have control over not paying taxes. Everything we do, everything we buy, we have to work and take care of ourselves. We have to pay the taxes and the fees that they force us to pay. We have to have the insurances and all the other things that they require us to have in order to exist in their system, or we're going to be in more trouble than we already are in. But you don't have to go beyond that. You don't have to be engaging in their politics because it's not going to work for you. This particular thing right here is a classic example. You got a Black mayor of a predominantly Black city who is partnering and signed up to be the first raccoon to be vocal in claiming household financial insecurity measures, like for this guaranteed income program. So it says, since initially partnering with Finance Forward, Mayor Benjamin has committed to designing and piloting a new small dollar loan program for the City of Columbia employees. So it says, I am Mayor because income volatility is real. So you see, he has his picture up on the Aspen Institute's financial security program, or whatever the name of this thing is. And he just proud up here. Proud. This picture is dated June 9th, 2018. Proud raccoon selling his own people out. I am confident that through Finance Forward, we can play a role in developing solid solutions, both for our residents and for other communities facing similar challenges. I'm just so over raccoons. Raccoons are just like, get on my nerves. So I wanted to show you one more thing about this particular program in Chicago because I didn't know anything about it. I read a little bit, but I wasn't exactly certain, and it was very hard to find anything about it on this site. They don't have anything about it whatsoever. It's almost like it's a secret. So this article was in 2022. And it says more than 233,000 applied for 3,250 spots in Cook County's Guaranteed Basic Income Program. Here is the woman. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at the people behind her, but look at her. She is the board president. Tony Preckwinkle speaks about the county's cash assistance program on May 18, 2022. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just need to slip that in there. More than 233,000 Cook County residents applied to be a part of the nation's largest test of whether a universal basic income will reduce poverty. Cook County Board of Commissioners President Tony Preckwinkle said Monday. The 3,250 people who win the lottery to participate in the 2-year program could get the first of 24 $500 monthly payments by the end of December, officials said. The overwhelming response from our residents speaks to the need being felt in all of our communities at this unique time in history during COVID. So they had to create the chaos so that they could bring you the solution. This is exactly how this works. So I'm taking you through this, and I'm sorry that this video is longer than I intended for it to be, but I just want to show you how you gotta really, really, really pay attention to what these people are doing, because like it's sinister. This is not gonna stop you from being poor. They're giving you something when you should be working by the sweat of your brow. This is what the word says. But they want to give you welfare so that you'll be dependent upon them, and then they can control you. The overwhelming response from our residents speaks to the need being felt in all of our communities. Cook County is proud to be leading in the American Guaranteed Income movement, and we look forward to providing a stable financial foundation for our residents who need help the most. The median household income of applicants was $15,000. So that's like you're already on public assistance and all types of public benefits. The federal government considers the poverty line to be $26,500 for a family of 4. You can't live off of that as one person per year. Approximately 61% of applicants told officials they were Black. 61%. 61%, y'all. So you think they chose this place for nothing? You think they chose Columbia, South Carolina for nothing? You think they chose Oakland, California for nothing? No, they chose them places because they are loaded with poor Black people. They're loaded with people who are desperate, who never gotten a fair shake. A lot of these people migrate, our ancestors, have ancestors that were here as slaves. They and their family members migrated to different places to escape the poverty of the South. And when they started doing well, the cities impoverished them and made them just as poor as the people are in the South. So nothing that they do is going to address inequality, because inequality is baked into the system. And as long as the puppet masters don't look like us, and as long as they can pay people who look like us to sell us doo-doo, then we're going to just be stuck in captivity. And I ain't trying to have me or my people stuck in captivity. So that's what I'm trying to hip y'all to how this thing works. Politics is not going to work for you because politicians are corrupt. I don't care what color they are. But I have a special disdain for raccoons. Anyway, back to the story. While 25% said they were Hispanic, so 61%, the majority of these people are Black and brown people. Basically, women filed 70% of the applications. There's another issue. So it tells you that the majority of women in these pilot projects are poor, and they're probably single parent moms, which is a result of the breakdown of our society, our communities. Which, if you study how those things happen, you'll see they had a hand in that as well, through feminism, through the music industry, through education, public education, just a lot of things that contributed to the breakdown of the family. Approximately 62% of applicants have jobs, and nearly half have sought medical attention at hospital emergency rooms in the past year, officials said. Now, remember, this is in 2022. Residents who applied are encouraged to respond to text from the number and emails from that email address. All applicants will be notified about whether they have been selected by mid-November, officials said. To apply for the cash assistance program, participants had to live in Cook County, be older than 18, have experienced, listen to this, hardship due to C-19, and live in a household that earns no more than 250% of the federal poverty level, or $69,375 for a family of 4, officials announced. Participants could not be enrolled in any other cash assistance program. Chicago officials are also testing a guaranteed income program by sending $500 to 5,000 households for 1 year. More than 176,000 Chicagoans applied for that program, which began in July. So I just wanted to share with you how, they talk about this program, but they don't tell you that the Aspen Institute, it was behind it. Now, before I end this video, let me just share with you exactly what the Aspen Institute is, because it's a think tank. Okay, so here, I'm not going to go into all of this. So it says the Aspen Institute is an international, world nonprofit organization founded in 1949. Now, notice a lot of these organizations were founded around the same time that that fake place over there that they're fighting over in now was founded, between 1945 and 1949. A lot of this stuff was founded. Why do you think it was founded? And when I tell you everything is about us, y'all need to believe me. Everything that they do is about us. So it says it was founded in 1949 as the Aspen Institute for Humanistic Studies. So they study us. The Institute's stated mission is to drive change through dialogue, leadership, and action to help solve the most important challenges facing the United States and the world. The Institute is headquartered in Washington, D.C. Of course it is. It also has a campus in Aspen, Colorado, its original home. And it is a research institute and a think tank. So I just wanted to share this with you because I want you to see that we don't have no friends. Everybody has studied us. This is why everything that they do is so successful, because these people set up these organizations back in the 40s. We didn't have no clue. We were still living in Jim Crow and black codes. We wasn't allowed to know about any of this stuff. And here we are now living the impact of all these policies, all these studies, all these things that they um, discovered about us, and all the in the process of studying us, they also learned how to keep us oppressed, how to exclude us, how to come up with schemes to make it appear as though we're being helped when we're not being really helped at all, and how to, the most important thing is to keep us disobedient, to keep us from obeying those laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, or the Creator, so that we can um, remain oppressed and in captivity. They can continue to rule over us. And so this universal basic income is nothing more than an extension to rule over us, so that we will not work and earn our way the way that we're supposed to, so that we won't come out of this system and be separate. Like when we were separate, we had our own communities, we did our own thing, we were vibrant, we were fruitful, we prospered, we had our own everything, and we let them come into our communities and tear it down. They instituted integration so that they could steal our best and leave us with nothing, leave us destitute. And so now we're living the impact of that. Now we are so brainwashed and scattered, we don't even know what is going on. We don't know how to get out of it. We don't know how to fix it. And not only that, we don't even trust each other, because we have been done wrong by and misled by so many of our own people. So I'm going to end this video, but I want to show you this before I end them. Overview. The Aspen Institute is largely funded by organizations such as the Carnegie Corporation. Go do your research on them. I'm going to just say blood ties. The Rockefeller Brothers Foundation, Rockefeller Brothers Fund, blood ties. The Gates Foundation, eugenics. The Lumina Foundation, don't know who they are. The Ford Foundation, got to understand who Henry Ford is. A lot of these people have ties way, 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 way back to them folk, by seminar fees and individual donations. So as you can see, there's nothing neutral about this institute. A report by the Center for International Policies Foreign Influence Transparency Initiative of the top 50 think tanks on the University of Pennsylvania's Global to Go Think Tanks rating index found that between 2014 and 2018, the Aspen Institute received the fifth highest amount of funding from outside the United States compared to other think tanks, with the total of more than $8 million from donors that originated primarily in the Western democracies, but also sizable donations from undemocratic regimes in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. So, why do you think that all of these people have such an interest to be a part of this think tank, fund it, create these programs? Where do you think the money come from for these universal basic income programs? Things that make you go, Black people, y'all in danger. I hope y'all know that. I know it, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. We in danger. We got all kind of schemes we got to try to navigate. Y'all should be scared of everything. Everything. I mean, you should be scared of everything. You turn on the radio, you need to be afraid. When you go to the grocery store and try to buy groceries, you should be afraid. And like not afraid, like fearful afraid, but afraid like what's the catch? Who's trying to get me? You should be skeptical. I'm not going to say afraid. You should be skeptical about everything because there are traps set to ensnare us every step of the way. On the way out of here, we got to stay prayed up. You better know your creator. You better have a relationship with him so you can have some spiritual discernment. If your stomach start telling you something, when you looking at something, when you listening to something, you better listen to it because that is the creator probably trying to warn you. Read more. Read more. Don't listen to all this garbage that they're talking about. We are so distracted by so many things that the things that we need to pay attention to, we are missing. Share this type of information, especially to people who live in major cities, because they are going to be targeted. Large Black cities, they are number one on the list to be ensnared. And it doesn't matter if it's America, it could be Africa, it could be South America, it could be Brazil, it could be the Caribbean. Wherever we are, they are looking, they are watching, they have studied, they have plans, they have schemes. And it is our job to not only warn our people about them and sound the alarm, but we also need to have spiritual discernment so that we can navigate these snares and these traps because they're out there. So I'm going to end this video. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I do a new video and upload it to YouTube, as long as they'll let me. I don't know how long I'm going to be here because I keep on finding stuff and it's just not good, but I got to do what the creator told me to do. I got to tell y'all about it. So I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. And if I get persecuted, oh well, just the word told us that's highly possible. I'm not worrying about what happens here on earth because it's about to be destroyed anyway. So anywho, follow me on Rumble and Odyssey. Links are in the description. All my old content will be on Odyssey and on Rumble. A lot of the content on these channels are being removed, old stuff for new violations. So if you are going back through my old content, looking at some stuff that we've talked about, you don't see it, or if there's a video that you wanted to save, you should go and try to save those videos now. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. In the event that I am removed from YouTube, I will continue to upload content to Rumble and Odyssey. Lastly, if you'd like to support the channel, please do. Links are in the description. I'll take coffee, and I also have Venmo. So if you'd like to support the channel for the work that I do and the information that I provide to the community as a service, I'd greatly appreciate it. Lastly, continue praying, continue prepping, continue seeking the Creator, the Most High, for spiritual discernment. Repent of sins of commission, sins of omission. Do your best to come out of this system. Do your best to stop relying on politicians and politics. Unfortunately, black faces in high places are nothing more than paid actors. They're not going to deliver us from nothing. We got one person that is coming to save us. Everybody else is not going to save you. Whoever they're putting forth, telling you this person is the answer, they ain't going to be the answer. There are great teachers, great elders, great seers, great watchmen everywhere. Great prophets. Just people are sharing wisdom in this hour like I've never seen before. People who look like us that I trust. I don't want to tell you where to go to look for information, but I will tell you stop looking for black faces in high places because they're falling. They're falling left and right, and they're getting caught up in their stuff. They've been used, and once they've been used, they're being broken. So if you're looking for a political solution for a spiritual experience or a spiritual problem, you ain't going to find it here on earth. So you're going to have to get connected to the source, the real source. And you better do it fast because the internet's probably going to go down soon. The power's probably going to go down soon. And we're not going to be able to communicate with each other. But knowing what you know is half the battle. If you know what you know how to avoid the pitfalls. You'll know how to survive when it's time to survive. You'll know how to live primitively when it's time to live primitively. You'll know how to live with some discomfort because it is going to save your eternal life. You may be uncomfortable now here physically on this earth in the natural, but if you can endure this and be found worthy to escape, your reward is coming. We don't have long, people. We do not have long. So this is Marley K. Again, I will put links to everything that I shared today in the description. Hopefully they'll let the video stay up. If not, it will be on Rumble and on Odyssey. This is Marley K, helping y'all connect the dots and follow the beast infrastructure as it's being laid. I'm out.